Yo, what's good? It's your boy Antonio, Southwest Alliance, you know what I'm saying? And we had our inaugural Auditorium event. So we're just going to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who made it, first and foremost. Like, there's a reason that we did it on a Wednesday. I'm going to keep it real with you. We did it on a Wednesday and a Thursday because those are more difficult days for the average person to connect, right? And people are like, why didn't you do it on Saturday so everybody could come? And this isn't for this. The first one wasn't for everybody. We wanted to see who was serious. We wanted to see who was working on their craft 24/7. We wanted to draw certain people. You know what I mean? And we didn't know who those people were, but for those who came, it was an absolute treat. You know, shout out to the Fader app, FAIDR. Go check them out. Nerve DJs, the Worldwide Nerve DJs, they sponsored a whole section. That's all the silent stuff, all the silent content we put on. And they actually, we will be announcing, they gave us something else as well, which we're going to talk about in a couple days. The Drop 104.7, Rocky Mountain PBS, the Buell Public Media Center. It was amazing. Shout out to Mark, the sound guy. He killed it. It was a great experience. And I feel like this was what Colorado needed. This is what the town needed. This is what the region needed. Because there's kind of two worlds almost, right? We're going to talk about this before we go into it. There's two worlds. There's the hip-hop world, and when I say hip-hop or the rap world, I mean all the guys in the streets that are hot, that the neighborhoods know about, you know, that do the independent thing, right? I'm not going to put names out there, but there's a large contingency, a big amount of people who are in the music industry that, you know, don't necessarily make a lot of money off of it. They're not turning the right amount of dollar yet, but they're popping. You know, people are talking about them. But in terms of music, they're not making significant amounts of money, right? So, and then you have successful people who work in another type of the industry that make money and make a living off this. Sound engineers, booking agents, lawyers, ticketing companies, sync agents, journalists. Who else do we have on there? A lot of people. We'll go through this. A couple of different sync agents. So what we wanted to do was introduce the streets to the corporate world, because the corporate world and the people who are working in the music industry based out of Colorado, they are actually looking for these people. They just don't know where to find them. They're not tapped in. They're not from the neighborhoods or went to high school here or none of that stuff. Like they need us to show them who is popping and who to work with. So, and we need each other. We need their opportunities and the things that they bring. So, we're going to talk about all 3 days, but first, let me just go through kind of how the weekend went. So, I first want to thank all the people that came from out of town. Kam'Geez and his crew, they rolled in thick from Boston. It was love, man. And Lil Pat the Nicest, C.O.E. Yante, Sir Will, Big Doobie, DJ DJ Tati, John Blaze, Respect the Underground, Justin Acker from Texas. Who else that came from out of town? That might be it. Maybe not, but that might be it. So these are all people that wanted to come build in Colorado. And there were a lot of good Colorado people that showed up day one as well. Day two at Agave was exactly what it should have been. And that's why we had it with DJ K-Tone, because we know what he's going to do. So Agave is a nice sized place to have a great happy hour and networking party. Everybody showed up, including, you know, DJ Deuce and Bob Doe and local Colorado people, Mike Coates, and the people that want to work with people from out of town. You know what I'm saying? So, who else? 5280 Mystic, young Diz from Absolute Music Group, Squizzy Taylor showed up day one, Bugs, graffiti. You know, the people that are influential showed up, and so that was great because it was really culture. You know, me and John Blaze, I met John Blaze 10, 12 years ago, and we kind of envisioned this world where the Arizona, Colorado artists worked more closely together and partying, and it was kind of like what we envisioned. So I was sitting there laughing with him, like, yo, and you know, K-Tone was doing what he was supposed to do, and you know, shout out to DJ on Mute, 17-year-old DJ on Mute. The young man has the right attitude. We're gonna talk about that later though. So evening two was day one, party two was excellent at Agave Shore. DJ K-Tone held it down. DJ on Mute held it down. Everybody came together and got to just network and party, and it was absolutely awesome. The little old white lady from Colorado Music Business Organization, shout out to her. People from organizations came and networked and met people, and it was fruitful. And day two, listen, day two was for who showed up, right? People can say, well, why would you throw an event on Thursday at Herman's Hideaway, which holds about 300 to 500 people, and do it when it's cold? Like, you should have waited to the spring or the fall. But we wanted to make sure, A, to showcase the artists, you know what I'm saying, and B, to, again, see who is serious about building with us, you know what I'm saying? So the people who came, and, you know, it was over 100 people, you know, not by a large amount, but over 100 people. And they got to see some of these artists, and some of these artists got to make real fans. I'm talking about 5, 10, 20 fans maybe at a time, you know, which is key when you're building in a new market. So let's go back day one, and then we'll break it down. Day one, first we had breakfast. So obviously when the people came in, we gave them breakfast, and then we had panels. So we had Dave Ratner, attorney, creative law. We had Bonnie Dolan, executive producer at Kam'Geez. We had Will Carlin, program director at Indie 102.3. We also had Nikki Sworn of The Drop, DJ Alicia at Indie 102.3. Obviously myself. Other panels that were like partnering with the DJs. We had John Blaze, Icon Radio, DJ K-Tone, Nikki Sworn, Chris, I'm going to mess his name up, Chris Craigs, founder of Colorado Playlist. We also had the democratization of music, which featured Theo Romeo from Audia, who also gave an amazing keynote speech that I feel like put music royalties and music, how to make money off music in perspective for people from a marketing standpoint. But he was on a panel with Jordan Alston, head of partnerships at Stinger, Chris Zacher, director of partnerships at Gold Star Events, and King Tef and Hypnotic, or Brian Godot and Sean Garris, who have the concert app. So that was an excellent panel. I did curate and moderate that one, but that was a great one. We had an in the studio panel with Clark Hagan, Nick Guppy was Clark Hagan's replacement, but he has worked with some huge artists, platinum artists, Nicki Minaj, other people like that. We had Ab Emmy, recording artist, producer, Adele Mitchell, Callum Bear, producer and songwriter, and Mike Coates, producer and A&R. So these are people who do it at a high level, and I feel like the artists really got something out of that, like a more of a focused approach of how to use not only the studio, but how to work with their engineer and use the right language and ask for the right things in the studio to make your record sound better, you know. We had the It Takes a Village panel, and that included Jason Van Aken, Seven Circle Music Collective, and Aaron Say, Music Collective, Ariel Rubin Dunn, who was a marketing director at Network, and King Fo, founder of Four Kings. That was, again, another amazing panel. And again, before we had that panel, we had Theo Romeo gave I think it was an amazing but subtle and funny anecdotal keynote speech, which was super helpful. Now, mind you, we had lunch and we had networking times in between this, so everybody's walking around, taking pictures of them in front of the banner, which you'll see if you go look online on IG and all that. You'll see what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, look, let's check this out. So this is Brooke Black with some photos for Morning Cup of Culture, Day 2. P-Man Gelato, that's what I left out. Big Doobie. Man, I can't remember that guy's name. Jay Meshain. Kam'Geez, really dope artist. Sizzle Fool. 5280 Mystic. Your boy in K-Tone, you know, that's what it is. So, and here's a little footage from, so, you know, we have people there hanging, playing.
It's a motherfucking movie getting started in this bitch. If a nigga won't smoke, then we gon' spark him in this bitch. We finna turn up. Yeah, it's a party in this bitch. Yeah, we finna go dumb, act retarded in this bitch. It's a motherfucking movie getting started in this bitch. If a nigga won't smoke, then we gon' spark him in this bitch. When we get up in this bitch, yeah, we finna act stupid. Turn up in the function. It's a motherfucking movie. Shorty, I'm a dog. I ain't Shaggy, I'm Scooby. Little baby, I ain't fucking me. I know she wanna do me. Bit looking clean, so I'm feeling hella saucy. Gold on my neck, so you know a nigga flossing. Niggas wanna hate, but it's good I got them talking. Yeah, I'm finna fuck it up, cause I'm that nigga when I walk in. C.O.E.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? That's just some of the footage. Obviously, there's not a lot of footage from Day 1 unless you got it. We will be releasing photos, though, on swalliancemusic.com from the official photographer. Some of them look great. I do want to talk about the lineup on the show and how that looked as well. And, like, you know, I'm not going to give a critique, but I'm going to kind of give my opinion of how the night went. Now, mind you, it's a Thursday in Denver, cold outside, and it's with artists nobody knows. So it was a victory for us and for all the artists because all of us got to meet, network, do, you know, everything we do online, but in person. So I was very satisfied with that. 1 second, here we go. Okay, yes. So 4 to 6:30 we did a media training, which was just basically a breakdown of like how to use the media, how to properly approach a media, how to interview without messing up, and just some tricks that we've learned along the way. And then we basically had some networking from about 6:45 to 8, which was set up, testing the mics, people getting drinks, things like that. And shout out to Jack. Man, I'm going to mess his name up. It's not Jack Dawson. It's Jack Dickens. Am I tripping? Hold on, y'all. So I keep messing this kid's name up, so I got to get it right here. Hold on. No, it is Jack Dawkins. Okay, it's not. Okay, I see what happened. So shout out to Jack Dawkins. I know I think I introduced him and called him Jack Dawson, which is the dude from the Titanic. But it totally was not that, and I think he even corrected me, and I said, all right, Jack Dawson. But Jack Dawkins is a class act. He not only did everything that you asked of him, like we try to, you know, run a show, you try to get artists to use the proper way of communication and have to send you everything quickly, and it usually doesn't happen. Not at least until the day before. Jack Dawkins was super, super professional. That's going to take him a long way in this game. The fact that when you're talking to him, he sounds and looks like he's listening and communicating things back to you. And the fact that he's professional. You know what I mean? Now, I met him at Wolf Wednesday. Shout out to Jazzy Wolf. And he had a nice alliteration. You could tell that he was a seasoned poet or something. And then I went and looked him up and realized he was a poet. So I was like, this fits. So Jack Dawkins went, killed it. A lot of people were very surprised by his performance. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jack. That was dope, and I fuck with you. Now, listen, the next kid The next kid has real spunk. Like, I fuck with him. He sings. He's a singer. His name's Naheim. And I heard that he was at our studio session the night before with Mike Coates and everybody. He was in there freestyling and killing it, and he got on a couple of the tracks. So I can't wait to share those with you, and when we roll out, see what Naheim does. But Naheim killed it. Naheim is dope. Naheim, I think he does need a choreographer. I think he does. He has all the right energy, right age, right sound. He can sing for real. But he definitely needs to work with a choreographer and come up with how he's going to execute his dances, only because he's so polished as a singer. You can tell that the level of singing and the level of dancing are not at the same level. Not that he's a bad dancer. He just didn't look like it was planned. And being so polished as a singer, I would like to see that next touch. You know what I'm saying? But Naheim killed it. Shout out to P-Man Gelato. He came up next. Again, another dude that is super professional, sends everything, asks the right questions, does what he's supposed to. At the end of the day, it's about keeping your word and still giving it the energy. P-Man Gelato was dope. A lot of people fuck with him. Now, we had Big Troy fall out, who was a female artist from Baton Rouge. But Big Doobie was there from Arizona. Now, Big Doobie, man, listen, Big Doobie he's hilarious. He's just got character. You know what I'm saying? So he did his R&L song first, which is an R&B interpretation with a sample, a 90s sample. I don't want to fuck up and say the wrong sample, but it's a 90s sample, slowed down, super hard song. People got to see that. But listen, if you have not heard Big Doobie, I Go to Costco, you need to look that shit up. I go to Costco for that while. He was in there dancing, doing his thing, and the song is it's funky, man. And it's catchy, so it's gonna catch you. You're gonna walk into Costco singing it every fucking time. I'm telling you. And Doobie, holla at me. Let's shop that to Costco. Next one, Jay Meshain. Jay Meshain was dope, but I didn't feel like her image fit her music. She had a different image than the music that I heard. Not in a bad way, but she was dope. She was really dope. I fuck with her music. I fuck with the music that I heard and her performance. But when she got on stage and did it, it was not what I pictured based on the image. Kam'Geez and crew, Boston, probably 8 to 10 deep. Kam'Geez is a polished artist. Kam'Geez is an East Coast polished artist. Sound like he could have already had a hit. He has a song called Pull Up. Super, super hard. K-Tone even spun it back, had him do it again. I mean, Kam'Geez is a move or two away, an investment away from being a legitimate artist that's just making buku bucks. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to his team if he is right now making buku bucks. But like, I think he's like a song away, or a push, or a campaign away from having like a big regional hit, gold record, something like that, you know? Kam'Geez really dope. Y'all gotta fuck with him. Now, 5280 Mystic and Sizzle, Bass Gang University. Shout out to my guys, Denver natives, Eastside, Montbello, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. These guys are characters, man. They have done this set 100 times that they did for us. But they're brothers, so they know how to play it. You know, Sizzle is super, super talented. Mystic is super, super talented. They're both really dope. I like the songs they do. They just need a hit. They just need a big hit to get the attention to them, and then their personality the fans will appreciate their personality. You know what I'm saying? They just need a hit. Now, C.O.E. Yante, the thing that I noticed is C.O.E. Yante is the exact person that he acts like he is on Instagram. Same energy in person, same, vibe with him personally, talking to him. But when he hits the stage, his energy is on 10. He dancing, doing all kinds of... Yante's a fool, man. I fuck with it, and the energy is high. His songs are cool. The one thing I will say, and this is just love, you can tell that he's still young and developing his stage act, although he knows his songs. The breath control and mic control is not there yet, but the energy makes up for it. The dopeness of the songs makes up for it. But, you know, you could tell that he's used to the place being packed and everybody vibing with him. But he was a little loud on the mic. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my thought. He's still dope. I still fuck with him. It was still hard. It's just it's like a veteran thing where you can tell when someone's a vet holding the mic. You know what I'm saying? Where to hold it, the level of their voice to be at, so everybody can hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? But Yante is a great, energetic performer. I'm glad he came. Shout out to him, DJ all that. Lil Pat the Nicest. Lil Pat the Nicest. Lil Pat is an artist from Houston, Texas. Really dope. He has a unique voice. His voice, you will remember it. You will be saying the nicest in no time, right? The thing that's catchy about him is that his music's in a weird rhythm pocket. It's not fast. It's not slow, Houston. It's like right in this weird, like, 110 BPM speed. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that, where it's like the beat is almost like a beat and a half before the snare hits instead of like every other beat. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like a slow reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? But the way that he delivers, the way he raps is very unique to me. It's almost like he's saying, it's almost like he's talking to you, but it's in a very slow, consistent rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And it's unique, and that's what I like about it. Is like we're almost having a conversation. Why is they hating? I'm not even sure. To tell you the truth, man, I don't give a shit. Or some shit like it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you the truth, I don't even care. These haters say they're gonna ride for me till the wheels fall off. I'm gonna keep me a spare. Like it's very simple, but it's catchy, and his voice is catchy, and like it's him. It's really him. You meet Lil Pat the Nicest, he's keeping it 100,000 with you. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with it. Houston, Texas, hold it down. Sir Will jumped on, said, I'm from motherfucking Compton. You know what I'm saying? Which is actually kind of funny, because if you're from Denver, you know that there was an artist that once upon a time jumped on the stage and said, because Denver want to be like Bompton. And it did not end nice for him. Thank God Colorado has grown, and that particular artist has actually made up with Colorado. But I laughed when he first jumped on, like, and said, cause I'm from Compton and I fuck with Sir Will. I just thought it was hilarious, ironic. Sir Will is dope. He's a high-level lyricist. Production level's high. Dope performer. He's doing his thing. Showed up, did some merch. You know, hit the city right. Had studio session. You know, went by the clubs, those type of things. So, I fuck with Sir Will, and Sir Will has a future. Now, we had an extra artist, Zay Too Nice, I think was his name. And we added him to the end, because he was a last minute addition. And he was actually surprisingly very nice. And we're going to fuck with him. Check out SW Alliance Music, or tune in on one of our DJ calls. We are going to show you who that kid is. Now, shout out in addition to Santana Jones, who had booked an artist on his show. Shout out to Squizzy Taylor for just holding down his square and being popping, because we had the after party with Sir Will at Oasis for R&B night, and I know Kam'Geez and C.O.E. Yante and all of them and Big Doobie showed up there and partied, and Squizzy did what Squizzy does, and he represents the town well, so everybody got to have a great time, pop bottles and that shit matters, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to GBL Studios, shout out to Dream Lab Studios, who we also did a session with. Shout out to Street Nerds Radio, you know what I'm saying? My boy Guess Who, and Stephen Bugs for shooting them all their podcasts, which y'all will see. You know what I mean? And shout out to who am I missing? Street Nerds Radio. Bugs, Mike Coates, A. Measy for recording and getting these artists in the studio to build songs with. You know, like at the end of the day, that's what's going to change the culture, is us bringing knowledge, giving people the hookup with new companies they didn't know existed, hooking them up with artists to work with to create material for us DJs to play. So be on the lookout for this. Tuesday as well, we got Sons of the ATLiens, 30 Ave, and more guests on the Southwest Alliance, and it's just up from here. So shout out to everybody who helped, all the volunteers, all the sponsors. We're already working on next year, and it's going to be big. So peace.